You know what? Maybe that's why Al Jazeera had to take out a full-page ad because we're so blind. This is in the New York Times, so everyone can see, hey, you should watch Al Jazeera. Even our media can't figure out that Al Jazeera is a propaganda machine, in this case for the Muslim Brotherhood and the revolution on the streets. Our media is not only useful idiots, but they're now accepting profit to become their ad men. Watch.
Thank you for what you're doing. People say Al Jazeera fanned the flames here by bringing the fact that democracy is in existence and that people are being suppressed. That's what we need. We need more communication in the world. It's not Al Jazeera's fault that Mubarak is under a siege now.
I spoke earlier today to former State Department official named Katie Stanton. She's now vice president at Twitter. She says everyone, including government officials here in the States, are turning to Al Jazeera as a trusted source of news.
Let's start with Al Jazeera. I was concerned because cable companies were not picking it up. I wanted Americans to know what people in the Middle East were saying about us.
1.6 million people in the U.S. have watched Al Jazeera English online since Friday. I've been one of them. It's been fantastic. Bill O'Reilly on Friday said again, it's anti-American. Yeah. I feel like that's being drowned out by the raw coverage. You know, they're the main ones with these live shots out of Egypt. That counts for something.
Brian, before you went over to the New York Times, you had a clue. What happened? Do you know who Al Jazeera is? Do you remember what they said about America? What they say in English is one thing. Didn't you just learn this with the Muslim Brotherhood? What they say in English is one thing. Do you remember what they said about America? In 2006, on the 5th anniversary of 9/11, Al Jazeera polled their audience, asking, do you support Osama bin Laden? 50% said yes. And in 2008, more than 50% of people polled by Al Jazeera reject the official belief that the attacks on the World Trade Center on September 11th were carried out by Al-Qaeda. I mean, I think you've seen enough to make your decision here. And either you think that everything I say has no credibility, and maybe you come into it saying, oh, he has no credibility. Please look this up yourself. If you just dismiss it out of hand and you turn the channel and you say, oh, well, he just has no credibility, and you haven't looked it up, and yet you're dismissing me, ask yourself why. Why? Look it up. What part of their own words don't fit with, we shouldn't be in bed with these people? And yes, they are a danger to us. If you still think you are getting the truth from the media on who is really involved and what's really going on in Egypt, flip the channel to SpongeBob SquarePants. I think he's on. I think it might be the episode where Patrick figures out what calamari is. Oh, no. It's a thrilling episode. But if you're willing to challenge everything that you thought was true, let me show you the bigger picture and the pattern that is beginning to appear. But we can't go there without first making a stop with the unions. Next.
Glenn always says, watch the other hand. While we were throwing down chips and salsa this weekend, the TSA got collective bargaining.